to it and essentially made like this creature. And if you look, none of the Momos look exactly the same. If you look at it, except for the ones that's the original picture.
Okay.
But you'll see them like distorted with, they turn the black up on the eyes.
Yeah.
And what they did is they added motion to it. And essentially...
No, I don't want it. I'm scared thinking about it.
It is fucking creepy. And my first engagement with Momo was I was actually looking for new horror movies that are coming out. And I came across a YouTube video with Momo, and I thought it was like... and it was a video, and it was fucking terrifying. Like, I don't know what it is with Asian people that are distorted in some way, but man, it creeps me out.
Yeah, they're good at that.
They fucking made so many good movies, not even funny, out of this. But I thought it was a movie, and I thought it was a prop, and it was a prop for something, but it never got used. So this whole folklore creepy pasta story came out, and then somebody who's evil.
Yeah.
Basically, somebody's evil, and when the first person was evil, created different spots. One's in Japan, one's in where did I say the other one? Philippines, and one's in like South America somewhere. I think they've moved from like different areas, but it's always one person. And I think it's one of those, like, if this is somebody's sick idea of a game at that point in time, back in 2018. This, however, the resurgence of Momo is different than old Momo. This is a new thing. This is all a hoax. It's all bullshit. Everything about Momo this time is a different kind of torture. Basically, what they had is Momo started popping up on YouTube Kids. And YouTube Kids, they would have, I'm going to kill you, the same thing that Momo was before. That's why there's such a fucking movement right now.
I did not hear about that.
See, that's where Momo's at now.
YouTube Kids is some scary fucking shit, man. Like, for real.
If you go down the show hole of YouTube Kids, I did it last night, and while I didn't see Momo, I saw some weird shit.
You will see some Mickey getting his ear cut off or whatever, like
some really fan fiction.
And you wouldn't even know unless you were over their shoulder that they were watching something violent, because all you hear are the character voices. It's like some really demented shit.
And most parents, over time, I mean, there was a big, strong argument. I have a whole lot to talk about tonight, specifically concerning like the myths of the internet and the creepy things that happen and stuff like that. This is just the beginning of the conversation. But the whole Momo thing is just, it's got its resurgence because it's on YouTube Kids, and now it's causing mass panic because it's not someone controlling it like before. Now it's just out there.
Yep.
And they don't know what videos they're on. Like, one was listed in a major brand Peppa Pig video.
Yeah.
And another one was basically somebody's fan art in the end section, but it's got to be someone producing this content and overwriting the content on YouTube.
And legitimately, YouTube shouldn't be having a YouTube Kids if they're not able to employ enough people to keep up on videos like this, because it is prevalent right now. Yeah. Like, I have a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. I don't let them watch YouTube Kids. We don't watch YouTube at my house.
We only do DVDs now with my kids, or we'll do Netflix on like a specific thing, and it will go from episode to episode of the same series. And Netflix does a really great job of keeping things on lock. Like, the adult section actually has like my kid's fucking smarter than hell, and he figured out my Amazon password. The fucking kid knows how to use every piece of machinery in our fucking house. I think he even has the same fingerprint as me because he gets into my phone. It's fucking creepy. We're kind of alienating Chris because he doesn't have kids, but just giving you a perspective.
Does your cat do anything weird? No?
Just cat shit.
Doesn't get nervous at fireworks.
Does the cat shit have cat shit?
No.
What? She cat shit?
It's a...
Don't worry, man. You get a lot more sleep than we do.
Oh, yes. A whole lot more.
I wouldn't feel left out.
Yeah, you fucking work 6 hours a day and nap the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
slow bastard.
Sounds so good.
That and a massage, hot rocks massage.
I would love that right now.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
Some hot rocks.
It's something I've wanted to try a long time.
Have you never had a hot stone massage?
No, I haven't.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited. I got $20 off at an Asian spa, and I'm hoping
you're going to need to do that.
Yeah.
Good
It's going to be, well, I've been to Japan.
They're going to be hot.
I've been to the hot springs in Japan.
They're going to be hot.
That's okay.
Okay, these stones are really, sometimes I wonder how these women aren't burning their hands. I'm just warning you. I don't want you to be surprised.
Okay.
All right.
So maybe we'll do a whole podcast. I'll just set up a microphone underneath me getting the hot stone massage.
Can we just be there?
Yeah.
Can we just get you like full body waxed while we're there?
Fuck it.
That'll be on his day 39 challenge of the Blue Whale Challenge.
I want
day
it.
39, right?
We got to do the Brazilian then, though.
Yeah, that'll be day 40.
I'm there exclusively for the Brazilian.
Day 40 of the Blue Whale Challenge.
So, Chris,
what is the Blue Whale Challenge?
This is fucked up. This is where the internet decides to be fucking ruthless.
All right.
And, you know, at the end of this, I'm going to make a preface before I say this. If you're dumb enough to participate in this, I don't care what your age. I mean, I get the Momo thing because these are geared for kids that are 2 to 7 who don't have like their whole fucking this is a good idea right and wrong system yet. I mean, 3 years old, no fucking concept of right or wrong. No. I'm still hitting everything like couches, dogs, animals, you know.
Yep.
Parents,
brother,
everything.
Yep, everything.
Yeah. You know, they're perceptible to that. While on the other hand, if you're 12 to 17 and you do the Blue Whale Challenge, well, you got what you got. Chris, tell us what the Blue Whale Challenge is.
Chris, take it away.
So, the Blue Whale Challenge is a challenge that originated in Russia. Yes, Mother Russia. Well, in Mother Russia, challenges kill you.
I was just going to do it.
Yeah, so you do a 50-day challenge where each challenge goes from very innocuous things like watching a horror movie at 4 a.m. or some shit like that to maybe telling you to cut yourself like on your bicep or, you know, give yourself light cuts to maybe deeper cuts here and there. And to the final day of the challenge will be like day 50, you kill yourself, you know, some shit like that.
Okay.
And it actually had, you know.
So people are going into this knowing that day 50 is suicide.
Yeah, they're
essentially
cases,
just like wanting to commit suicide and found a coolish way to do it.
There's a psychological thing to it too. Unless
you're looking for suicide, you're not looking for the Blue Whale Challenge.
Maybe, but you know, a lot of Russians are crazy. I don't know what's.
Yeah, I'd be miserable if I was Russian too.
But imagine how much more badass we'd be if we were speaking Russian English right now, like as a podcast. I think that would be like one of the. I would listen to entire shows of just 3 Russian people speaking English. That would be just angry about a poker game, and I would be fucking entertained. I just love listening to Russian people speak English.
See, I feel like that's
but it does
Germans.
Play upon the very susceptible and weak-minded who are very impressionable in this day and age. Because you know, you got to think about it. We grew up in a different day and age where we didn't have the internet like these kids are growing up now, and so they're more susceptible to things like this. So this is like what they know. So I would imagine it's psychologically being more easier for them to maybe be susceptible to stuff like this.
See, it's funny. I feel like it almost goes both ways because technology, I mean, it does bring them things like that, but also, like, remember when you were little and getting bullied or whatever, like, now at least there's also support groups. It's almost like the person gets to decide now, which way are they going to go? Are they going to find support with the wealth of information on the internet? Or are they going to go out there looking for the Blue Whale Challenge so they can try to tell their brains that it was something else that led them to an inevitable end that was already coming for them?
You know, most kids aren't going to look for the safe spaces. They're going to go right where it's going to be chaotic.
I don't know, man.
But
I would have killed for a safe space.
The thing is when I was researching the Blue Whale Challenge last night, is that that starts off innocent and playful, like. Well, yeah. Do you remember the Truth or Dare movie that came out a few years ago?
Yeah.
It had like that kind of. It was almost like people were trying to play the movie, and that's where it got kind of its tread is that we're now part of something that I saw in a movie. So in a way, they were feeling like they were doing something. Right. Because that was like a big hit in Russia, was that movie. Okay. So it influenced them prior to, and that somebody basically saw that fucking movie and said, I can do this to people. And so in technicality, the guy who created the game is killing those people. It's almost serial killer.
I don't know, man. I don't know about that.
I don't know. It's just one of my theories is that someone...
he's definitely not helping.
mean, I wouldn't say it had any malicious connotation at first, but it took a mind of its own.
Well, I mean, but even all 50 days you're having fun or whatever. That's like saying we all go out drinking later. We're having a great fucking time, and then all of a sudden it's like, so do you want to jump off a bridge now?
But these are like 12-year-olds killing themselves. These are like, young, impressionable kids, like, on the reports. They're
this is where it gets kind of like, are we in the defense of what happens like during puberty and stuff like that? Are we here like sitting at our 30s now, being able to judge kids in now?
It's almost
because
like
we don't have any perception
pressures
of how this stuff influences a lot of like teens. I mean, they grew up with an iPhone. We're talking about kids who grew up with iPhone, like the first Sprint smartphone that had like 8 tablets.
It's almost like a social pressure in a way. So it's like, when you're a kid, social peer pressure is like a really big thing.
Is fucking hardcore though.
I remember, my sister was really into the crowd. How sometimes she'd get anxiety because of peer pressure.
Yeah, I think though that it really. I think that the 50 days thing started out as everybody just doing a challenge, and I don't know if other people challenged other people to go harder into the challenge or
That's
something.
what happened, probably. That's
okay,
most likely what happened.
So it's not one guy who did the whole challenge, came up with the whole...
Do we know how many people have actually died from this?
It's been quite a bit. It's been over 10.
Yeah.
Over 10 people have done this, and I mean, but it's raised enough awareness in the internet that other people are going to start copycatting shit like this. That's where it gets to the manipulation and the insanity of it all, is because now I'm obsessed. Me as a person was for a good 24 hours wanting to talk to Momo. So I mean, in a way, I'm getting played myself because I'm buying into the fear bullshit. Chris and I were like, how funny would it be for the two of us?
Because how funny would it be?
It would be.
Because you're not going to kill yourselves.
Right.
No.
We're going to fuck with Momo.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Right.
We were going to tell Momo to cut herself. You
There
know what I
you
mean?
We
go.
come from a
We were
different
gonna-
age.
We're going to play games.
Come on.
I mean, we
I
were going to
believe
make
that, though.
we were
I
going to make
believe
Momo
that.
go to a bodega because they have a lot of those in wherever South American country, because that's what they're called down there, bodegas. We were going to make them go in there, buy lambskin condoms, do all this silly shit from every bad 90s movie I've ever fucking seen. That's what I wanted to make Momo do. I wanted Momo to play the fucking blue whale game. That's what I wanted to do.
I think Momo's above that. I don't think Momo has a soul. So I'm actually going to challenge Chris on that. So correlation causation is the toughest thing.
Not correlation causation.
Well,
they grew up and they learn so fast, kids nowadays.
But I'm thinking in Russia anyway, they have a higher suicide rate to begin with.
That is true.
Because of the lack of sunlight and because of the nature of the way that they live. So it's almost like, is the blue whale challenge pushing these kids to commit suicide? Or was the desire to not live anymore what created something like the blue whale?
More mental illness than that's affecting that
totally
type of thing.
Totally,
it would totally have to
start
be
out as people threatening, like it wasn't a preset game. It was other people telling other people to kill themselves.
Right. I know. I understand. That's what I'm saying.
Because
somebody saw an opportunity in a group of people that were already likely to follow.
Because you got to take into account the mentally handicapped have many different ways they don't think like us. Like people who have illnesses, like killing themselves might be a way out to them, like from demons that they're facing. Like if you're schizophrenic,
bro, I've been hospitalized twice, man. I'm here for it. I get it. Yeah.
It's a whole different way in their heads.
I get it.
So you're saying that this is the blue whale challenge, it basically escalated
because
it was already playing on broken people.
Right.
It does.
Essentially.
It plays upon
it was
certain
already
pleasures.
looking for people who needed something.
Certain people like cutting themselves. Maybe people played upon that and actually found a way to kind of justify that.
Right.
So it was the human spirit basically fucking doing the awful shit, and they could get away with it because it was on the internet.
Somebody saw saw an opportunity to
justify
to be
their
somebody.
Hey man, I really cut. They really like unbeknownst to you, they always do that. Now they're telling you.
And then there's some douchebag like jerking off about it in his fucking basement somewhere. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
it's not cool.
It plays upon a horrible part of the human psyche. That's what I believe that game does. So
it does.
There's certain people in the world with certain mental illnesses and traumas like PTSD that would actually go that far in a game like that.
Yeah, here for it. Yep.
Yeah.
So we were starting with the dark stuff. I want to say this is
that was
stuff
really dark. That was heavy.
Yes,
and it's a heavy subject.
If we have more, we might go back and talk about this more.
Trigger warning.